Greetings and welcome back everyone to Project Highrise and my first taste coverage of said game. Now obviously with a first taste, typically there are a few less episodes involved in the first taste than we have in this series so far. So I'm going to start calling this an extended first taste. I must make a mental note to change the titles of all the previous episodes to reflect this as well. I'm not sure how long this is going to be going on for. I can say with some certainty that it's probably not going to involve every single scenario, but we might finish this one. I'm probably going to be aiming to get the gold medal for this one, and then we maybe do another one depending on the interest that's in the game. But for now, we're just going to continue on as we've been doing. That's not so great. Right, let's have a quick look. Let's take some time and have a peek. A peek around everywhere. Wow, all these places. So happy they are. So happy. Rent's too high though. You know what? I'll drop it down just a tad, just for you. How about you? Our regular customers are going elsewhere. Ooh, that's not so good. I'll drop it down a little bit. I know you're already kind of happy. I'll leave you as is. I will leave you as is. How about you? Did not turn a profit. Yeah, you're actually losing out quite a lot, so 95 again. Look, you know, I'm not all about profit. I do actually want the people working here to be happy. I don't want people to be going home at night worrying whether they're going to have enough money to continue their business. Having arguments with their loved ones because they're just so stressed they can't hold it in anymore. I don't want to be responsible for that. Everyone gets a little bit of a rent down. Actually, maybe I can do it in here. There we are. Fine-tuning rent. Restaurants, I'm gonna fine-tune this down, both of these down to 90%. Apartments, they can stay up. There we go. These should all be at 90%, I believe, of their norm. Let's see how that goes. Daily rent, it appears not to have made an effect, or perhaps that's something very specific. You can fine-tune the amount of rent you're collecting from your tenants. Rent rates start out at 100%, but you can lower them to make tenants happier or raise them to get more cash. Okay. Excellent, but declining. Okay, we'll keep an eye on this. We need to keep an eye on that, I think. Right. Now, our next bit of work is to continue rising this tower up, but it's going to be fairly expensive. Can we get rid of that a little bit? It's a steel. Like all modern skyscrapers, your building is supported by a web of steel. Partner with the steel industry to promote your tower. They'll kick in for the materials. Alright then, go. Fine. We're going to do this, and we're going to build this whole thing in one go, if we can. It is significantly cheaper. Significantly cheaper, but it's still quite expensive at the end of the day. There we are. Now we need to get up there with this as well. Are we going to be able to do it? We are. Okay, we're going to pause things there, and now we're going to start deleting this. And all the way up. Don't ask about it. Oh, I wonder. Dare I do this? Dare I break physics? I dare. I dare. For science, we're going to make a tower within a tower. Levitating. It's some sort of space-age material. And also magic. I mean, space-age material alone can't explain this. No way. No how. Okay. Well, thankfully, no one was trying to build that. Fairly certain they're going to call me a witch for doing that. A wizard. I may actually be hunted down by peasants with pitchforks. I may deserve it. We're going to run these up whilst they're cheaper for me to build. There we go. And on this side as well. Ah, no. There we are. I do apologize if I'm a little bit snuffly. I've got a bit of a cold, you know. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What just happened? Something went do-do-do-do-do-do-boom. What did I just lose? I lost something. Where have I lost you? I'm not so... Oh, wait. I deleted that. That's what the boom was. My danger sense was tingling for no apparent reason. Dear me. Now, got a bit of a question here. Should I take this up all the way? Or not? I'm tempted. No, we're going to take it up one extra layer. That is going to be the last elevator on this side. But from that point on, only this elevator is going to be rising. And in fact, only these utility closets are going to be going up there. As you can see, no utility closets on this side coming from these ones because we don't need them. And there we go. The tower is going to be connected from this point on. All is well. Yeah, all of our construction crews are out. Let's have a look at profitability. I mean, most of them seem to be doing alright. You're not doing amazingly well. You know what? I'm going to help out because... Oh, I can't help out with this. I've already tried with that one. But anywhere that's not profitable, I'm going to give them a little bit of a boost. I'm going to drop their rent a little bit. I'm not, you know, if I can't help them at 75%, I'm sorry, but your business is failing for other reasons. You're going to need to sort that out yourself, or I'll do what I can to take the pressure off. Maybe with that 25% extra money, you can invest in some sort of, maybe you can get some ad campaign or something. Wow. That is rough. Even with only 75% rent, that's still quite bad. Ooh, okay, so a bunch of places just got really unhappy. Why was that? No, I mean... Yeah, okay, your profitability is rubbish, but you should generally be happy with that. Wow. That is really bad. What about satisfaction? You're still pretty happy, though. Alright. Well, we're going to leave it for now. Hopefully they can manage themselves and pull themselves out of that bit of trouble, but we'll see. Now, what we're likely going to have over here is more house cleaning, probably. Or perhaps things like personal trainers, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to access these places. Please just do this part instead. Drinking tea today, which is probably why I'm dropping everyone's rent. Drink coffee, rise everyone's rent. Drink tea, drop everyone's rent. You see the yin-yang, tea and coffee. Right, okay, let's get down some nice glass. It's just basic glass for this. There we are. And some indoor plants. There and there. Perfect. Right, continue on. Now then, at this point we can start drawing this out. We've still got a little bit of time and we might as well. So we're going to draw out just these floors for now. Well, that being said, it might be worth, since I've got that campaign running and it cost me an awful lot to do it, I'm going to go ahead and build this. Actually, we're going to have 4 there. That'll be our 4th. Because I tend to do these in like 4s and 5s. So we're going to have 4 there. And at that point, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to pull this in by 3 on each side. At this point, the tower is going to start getting a little bit narrower as it goes up. I think that'll be glorious. We're also going to need to build this up. Now, of course, over on this side, that is going to cause me some issue. Let me just double check something. A large 2-bed. I needed one wider. Alright. I prematurely deleted those floors, but it should be fine. I'll get those back in there. And then continue these up. Now, of course, there's no way I've got enough electricity to build like this. So I need to go down and check that out. But let me just double check that my planning is correct. Yes, there's still 3 space, so I can still have the rubbish and the recycling. But now we've got a lot more room on that side to do these things. I'm going to allow my workmen to get up there. In fact, I'm not sure if this is actually covered by everything as well. But we're going to have these built as well in the meantime. There we go. Right, crack on. Spend all of this money by 7 o'clock. Oh, wow. Right, down here, Everything seems to be okay by and large. But, as I was saying, we're not doing amazingly well for power. Water isn't too bad. Telephone is fine. We're fine for telephone for a long time. Same with cable. And in fact gas. So it's just power really that we need to boost. But what I would like to do is rather than build that on this floor, I would rather have that down here, I think. Though that being said, I could probably quite comfortably fit it over there, but with one extra tile. But no, I would rather have an extra floor dedicated to expanding our well, no, thinking about it, I really don't need that. We really, really don't. We'll just build this floor out, and then I'll add extra electricity down here. Now, the reason for that is that I'm really only going to... I very much doubt I'm going to need more than another large of each of these. In fact, it's probably only going to be electricity I need another large for. Electricity may actually need a large beyond that as well. I'm not entirely certain, but because our electricity has been spread to all of the commercial properties, and almost all of our utilities also use electricity. Not all of them, though, interestingly enough. And everything's going okay. Well done. And things are slowed back down again. That's not terribly bad. There we go. Getting everything built. It all looks gorgeous, I tell you. Gorgeous! And there we go. Some more money coming in. But daily budget summary. And can't get over there. Of course you cannot. There we go. Right, they're going to be working on that for a little while, but our money has gone down quite a lot. It's gone down by about 4 grand per day, which is not great, but you know, it's not terrible either. We're almost at apartment residence, more residents, and then it's going to be high-rise living. That is going to be particularly nice. Right, how are we doing for our scenarios? We're actually a fair old way from even the first scenario, and then we're under halfway towards the second. We've not had 50 visitors in our building at one time, apparently. And we've already got the prestige. So it's literally just number of residents we need now. In a way, it might be better to go for studio apartments simply because of how much we can fit in of those. How many studio apartments we can have at any one time. Ooh, what did we just... We lost a large store. Really? Satisfaction? Oh, they're very unsatisfied. Why? Why are you very unsatisfied all of a sudden? Did not turn a profit. It's probably issues with the economy. They are very unhappy. Alright, dropping that down. Damn. It's a shame I missed that. Oh, wow, okay. Rent is too high. Well, yeah, you've got quite a high rent, to be fair. You were doing extremely well for a very long time, though, so... Ooh, you still needed to be dropped a little bit more. And... Although, realistically, I don't really need to worry about it so much. I should be okay, but still, that's a bit of a shame. Oh, couldn't dispose of my trash yesterday. Oh, dear me. Didn't realize that they needed... trash disposal, my bad. Sorry about that. Let me get that sorted for you. Pop the bin right over there for you. There we go. But hopefully that's going to help out there. We're obviously going to need to put in another large store. That's a bit of a shame. I'm a little bit sad about that I somehow missed all of that going on. But whilst that's happening, let's go ahead and continue. This is going to be another deluxe, and then it'll be a deluxe 2-bed as well. So we already know what that's going to require. It's going to require a little bit of everything. Except for phones, because no one needs phones. Not a single person wants a telephone. There we are. And deluxe. Luxury and luxury. And of course, we will finish off this little corridor theme that we've got with some small art. Or I'd go for some medium art. No, we don't want that one. Maybe this? Sure, you can have some oh no, sorry, yeah, small art there. Right. Hopefully their satisfaction has been restored. No, it's recovering, but it's probably going to take some time. Oh, wow, that really sucks. Need greater variety of large stores. Oh, of course, yes. it's made a couple of people unhappy because of the large stores issue. Never mind, we'll get this one in there. Now this one is fruit, aged organic meat, artisanal cheese, fine wine. It's an upscale grocery store that's called Satisfaction. There we go. Right. We can go for the department store, furniture store, fancy grocery store. Let's go for department store, I think it was, that we had last time. TJ Durant's and Novak Schroeder. I can barely pronounce this name, so we're going with this one. There we go. Now, hopefully, that'll help these ones out a bit better. There we go. Phew. Now, how are you doing? They're not happy here, the employees. That makes me sad. It genuinely makes me sad. Like, what can I do to make you happy, guys? I'm trying so hard. Genuinely am. But we still haven't finished out that floor yet. Wow. When will our construction crews get down there, I wonder? They've got a lot of work, to be fair to them. They're still finishing off this area. And that's them done, finally. Let's get you down there and get you sorting everything out. Oh dear. 100%. It should be fine in a little while. Right. As for power, we are practically at our maximum now, so in we go. And at this point, I do actually need to hook that up properly. I only need to hook it up as far as that, though. I will need to run whatever lines I want out to the additional power connections, or rather, water utility connections, I should say. Alright, let's keep an eye on Satisfaction, though. Okay, starting to restore slowly, but it's coming back, right? Strange smells. I'm thinking you're going to need to go. Your regular customers are going elsewhere anyway. I mean, you were making me a lot of money, but sorry. It's time for you to leave. Still a few kinks to work out of this software. Our employees seem unhappy. You know what? Fine. You can have your rent dropped. That should restore things. Down here, we're going to put in some extra art and make everything right again. Yeah. And we want this, of course. I will get rid of that to be a white wall. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to have a bit of a reverse and have some art there, and then just some indoor plants on the far side. And some furnishings. There. That looks lovely. Oh my lord! I just realized why everyone's so super unhappy. I haven't been maintaining the rooms. No wonder they're annoyed. Thank goodness for looking in closely, though. They're not even complaining about it. That's the thing that I can't quite understand. It's like, you're literally working in filth. And I was like, it's fine. I don't have enough stores, though. That is unacceptable. But they're working in filth. Nah, used to it. Strange people. Right, okay, well, we can look at starting to expand out our apartments a little bit more on this side. Now, I could go for the particularly large 2 beds. And that would be quite nice. In fact, I could have them all the way on this side. Okay, let's have a quick look. What can I do here? I can't go for fancy 2 beds. Need a greater variety of stores that sell electronics and gadgets. We'd also need dry cleaning, tailor, daycare, and personal training services. This one just requires dry cleaning and daycare services. I'm tempted to put that one in. It also only needs electrics and water. Can I fit another one in there? I cannot. That is a shame. But I like that idea. And then we could have regular 2 beds there. And maybe we could put some art between them. Yeah, we'll do this because these can be deluxe 2 beds. Though that being said, I don't believe I've got any just flat... Oh no, there we are. Regular 2 beds on there. That's right, because there's only 2 levels. There's the luxury and then the regular. Alright. We'll do that. We'll have a nice little bit of art in between as well. So we only need to take out electricity as far as this. Let's draw those out. And water, because these are just basic large 2 beds. go. Now we've got the extra space. We can really start getting creative with the amount of apartments we can fit in, or the art that we can put in there for them. There we go. There we are, right. Luxury 2 beds. And then for these, we still need dry cleaning and daycare services. Now, dry cleaning, is that going to generate noise? I've got a funny feeling it will. Not present, no demand. Daycare. Right, a safe, nurturing environment for your building's young apartment dwellers while the parents are off at work. Expects trash bins. I wouldn't mind getting this down. It's a very large service, though. Dry cleaners, also large. I'm gonna guess that they're gonna be loud. So this is something we're gonna want to put down here instead. Unfortunately, no room. Drat. Okay, we're gonna have to put it all the way down. We're gonna have to make another floor for it. I'm going to have the daycare close by, though. I feel that knowing that their children are safe and also close at hand will improve the moods of our tenants. You completed the more residents contract. The reward payment of 3,000 has been wired to your account. I do feel up to it. Oh, okay, let's have a look at this. Accredited apartments. We're very close to creating a critical mass of apartments in this area, or so says the Department of Housing. What that means is that they'd like you to add even more residents to your building. Have 150 residents. Well, we need that. And high-rise living. 8 luxury 2 bedrooms. Well, we've already got that. Well, we should have that many, so sure. Sign contract. And then sign contract. Oh, yeah. Shouldn't take us too long. I'm also going to... Ooh, there we go. Fantastic. Knew that wouldn't take long. We're going to need to bring down the utility closet as well. Are there any more contracts? Large living. They want luxury... Some large luxury 2-bedroom apartments. That's going to take some time. That will take a lot more effort for me to be able to... work with. Let's get dry cleaning. Honestly, it would be so much better if I could just have this go there instead of have it double spaced, but that is having 2 separate areas with a small gap in between. But we'll see how we go. Bear with me, I just need to sneeze. Having a cold is horrible. I don't recommend it. As far as things I recommend, having a cold is not one of them. Well, let's get that up there. And do this. And then it's probably just going to be water. Sorry, electricity we need after that. There we go. Oh, will they need telephone? They might do, actually. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, fair enough then. But yes, we want the daycare up at the top. I want it to be close to the parents. So they can easily drop off their children, but also if they happen to work from home, well, I mean, if they work from home, why are they dropping off the children? But then again, maybe they really don't have like an office or somewhere quiet they can be, and if they're in the house, I can understand it, as much as I probably wouldn't make that particular life choice myself. Right, so daycare, where will that be? Daycare center, right there. There we are. Now the daycare requires electric, phone, and cable. So we'll just run that across. Electric, cable, and phone. There we are. Oh, does dry cleaners happen to need... Yes, they need recycling and rubbish collected. That is a bit of a pain, but okay. Let's get those set up. There we go. Are you happy over there? Yes, generally speaking, they are. Alright, I'm very happy with this myself then. So we'll get some basics. Some large 2-bedroom apartments going. And then some lovely, lovely art. With this much space, I'm not sure that we're going to go with the similar sort of design over there. But instead, I'm thinking some glass. So they've got some fantastic, exquisite views. Yeah, I think that would be quite nice. With maybe just a wall in between. Not that wall, though. Just a blank wall. And we can have some lighting going up on each one. Now, you might be thinking, well, that doesn't really look that nice. But with this, I can afford to really, really invest here. I could have 2 art on each one if I particularly wanted. Do I want to? No, actually. I don't think that would really add too much. I think it would maybe be a little bit OTT. So instead, we're just going to add in some plants on the opposite sides. There we go. That should be lovely for them. Now let's have a look in at these apartments. Wow, this is super swanky. They've got a... Oh, no, they don't have a study. No, well, okay. So they're a place for their children / study, possibly office. A master bedroom, a kitchen, and a dining room lounge area. Oh, I'm spoiling you. Really, I am. Bins are a bit full, though. Not liking that. Not liking that at all. May need to work with that. Let's see. Well, I think maybe we actually should get some more trash collectors because it looks like the employees are out collecting the trash. And I think it's largely just the regular trash that we need to get going. So we'll pop that down there. There we go. How much money are we making? Yeah, we're back up to 16,000 a day, which is not too bad. However, one of the last things we're going to do in this particular episode... Please don't tell me that I just started deleting just as something left. Nope, no, we're fine, we're fine. Phew. I couldn't tell if all of those sounds came from me deleting stuff, or whether some of it would come from something else. But, it is time for crazy large art. Now we can have crazy large art like this, maybe. We can have awesome art like this. Let's go for awesome art like that. There we go. Now this generates significant prestige. It also generates buzz and influence as well as attracts visitors. So that'll be quite nice. Hopefully we'll start seeing a nice little boost in the amount of people coming to visit our tower at this point. Now, we are unfortunately very low on money as a result of that. There's not much we can do there. But I do happen to have enough room here that I can just go ahead and build something else. No, actually, I don't. I need an extra bit of floor. Damn, I really didn't plan that one out quite as well as I thought. We're going to build this out. I'm going to build another storeroom so that we can start looking to build a new store. Something with electronics. Because we do want to prepare the way so that we can have luxury, large 2-bed apartments. We're not that far off that one now, actually. And that will mean that we're not very far off this one. Fantastic. Right, so we are going to want a storeroom down here. Right by there. There we are. While we're down here, we'll also fill these out a little bit. Maybe over there as well. In fact, we're just going to fill all of this out. I don't want all of this sort of like just bare walls, my lord. Let's pop in the water cooler and a clock. So, you know to be on time. You can also have a silver bin and a plant. There we go. Now, the kind of stores that we want. Let's have a look, shall we? We could go for the large store, or I could just go for a regular store. I think a regular store would be fine. We could probably fit... can I fit a small one? No, I can't. It has to be just a regular store. And if I want to, I can put like a coffee shop there or something. I don't really want to, though. So we're just going to pop that one there. Then we're going to go with computers and large electronics, I think. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, we cannot. I need a little bit more money than I've got. Damn. But we'll need electricity and a phone line so I can lay down the initial infrastructure for that. And then, sure, we can go ahead and prepare this. We'll just have windows here, though, on either side. There we go, thank you. Let's go for computers and electronics. Orb electronics! Wozniak's computers and TVs. Really, Wozniak's? Fine. We'll go with that. Right. Next up, we will have some plants on either side. And... yeah... no, actually, we're not going to go OTT with the art. I've already gone OTT with the art, but we're not going to go any more OTT with the art. We're going to put in just some basic furnishings there. There we are. Now, let's go and check on the utilities, and that's going to be one of the last things that we do. Can I spend it? Really? Surely there's nothing else for me to spend. Why is that glowing? Odd. But let's just check on our utilities. 57%, 89 on the water. Phone is fine. And the gas and the cable are both fine. Maybe I should invest in the water before too terribly long. No, we've got a good many apartments that we can put down before then. Ooh, we've got more service calls yesterday than we could fulfill. You need more service centers of this type. That I wasn't expecting. Not for the dog walking. Not this soon, at the very least. All right, let's have a quick look at that then. Unfortunately, if we want to place that down, we're going to need another floor besides. Alright, a little bit of an expense I wasn't expecting, but okay. We've still got a good bit of room down here, and we're not moving all of the utilities down, so it should generally be okay, but still, that was definitely an expense I wasn't expecting there. Definitely a bit of a surprise. We are going to need a telephone line and electricity. And then we'll get the dog walking service down here as well. And I must say, I'm pleased to know that so many people in this tower are keeping pets. I think that leads to happiness in their lives. I think everyone should have a pet, honestly. Unless you're allergic, in which case you have my deepest sympathies. And I really do mean my deepest sympathies. But I just think that having pets, it's a good learning experience for children. Though, obviously, you know, you shouldn't really be just using something else's life as a training aid. You know, you should be... I know some parents who are like, well, you know, they just have to deal with it. If their pet dies, it'll be their fault. It's like, no. You could have stopped it. It's your fault. Don't use someone else's life as a tool. But it is good, you know, if properly supervised, for children to get some hands-on experience caring for something else. I think it builds character. But that is going to be it for this episode. Plenty of money in the bank, and in the next one we're going to start work on our 2 uppermost floors. I'm not sure what we're going to be building there yet. Probably something swanky. But we are starting to fill out all of the necessary requirements for luxury 2-bed apartments, and we know that we are going to have a requirement to build a couple of those. How many they're going to want, I have no idea. But we're probably going to want to build quite a few no matter what, so you know, we may as well get into that. In fact, this next couple of floors might just be large 2-bed apartments for a little ways. It's probably going to be at least 5 floors until we think of pulling in the width of the tower again. But as I said, that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me for the next episode. But until then, take care, everyone.